Awesome. Okay.
So, Bird,
Yes.
what are we working on today, dude?
Today we're working on an interview that we had with Michael J. Nelson.
And who the hell's that?
You don't know who that is?
Of course I know. I was there.
Oh,
But, people at home might not.
Mystery Science Theater 3000. If you ever saw it on Comedy Central or Sci-Fi Channel for that matter, well, if you know it, then that's who we're talking to, Mike J. Nelson, who was one of the head writers on Mystery Science Theater and was the guy in the middle of the two robots.
Well, for the people that, never saw it before, what was kind of like the gist of the show? Like, what they do?
They took really crappy movies and cut them apart. Just, took parts in the movie that was really funny or or not funny, but just destroyed the movie basically.
Well, they did a thing when they sat like they were part of the audience, just made fun of it.
Yeah, it looked like they were in a big giant theater cutting up on the movie.
Yeah.
So that's the gist of it. And then they did things in between, skits and whatnot. But
So yeah, if you check out right here, you'll see our phone interview with Mike Nelson.
yes, it was Tom Servo, Crow T Robot, and Mike Nelson.
But whatever, you'll see our phone interview with Mike Nelson right now.
MST3 rules.
So, ready to get started?
I'm ready. I have a fine voice this morning.
Good.
Plenty of cigars last night, so I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I didn't sleep for last night. I was nervous as hell. So,
No need to be nervous.
all right. Well, let me see here. Everybody always asks what you've been up to after the interview, so I'll ask you beforehand. What have you been up to as of lately?
Well, I just did some stuff with Kevin Murphy and Bill Corbin for Mystery Science, and we're putting some DVDs together. And those will come out sometime next year. Not really, haven't got the release date on that yet, but just finished those and did post-production on them and everything. So that's kind of the biggest project. And then I've always got all my other writing. I'm writing a regular column. I do a book, a children's book in the work, and so yeah, a bunch of little projects. I keep pretty busy.
All right, that's awesome. How did you guys pull off not being dragged to New York to shoot the show? I mean, I saw an interview on one of my box set DVDs, and I got there all of them. And I got to Volume 8, and it was on, I think, Volume 5. You guys did, you and Kevin Murphy did an interview, and you were talking about that. But how did you get away with that?
Well, it was kind of the deal breaker for starting the show out, and I think they really pushed to bring it to New York, and we just pushed back, saying we can't. It's going to be way too expensive. We can do it a lot cheaper here. We shot all this other stuff, and we have the facilities, and so it just became a negotiating point. And naturally, they want to have everything under their control, but it really became the key to the show's success. And I think the other thing that we had going for us in negotiating it was that we filled 2 hours, and they were starting a new network, and they thought, we could pay this much for 2 hours. So I honestly think that was the real reason that they did it. Sorry about the phone ring.
That's all right. That's fine.
So yeah, I think that's what did it.
Well, you guys are lucky because not too many people get to pull that one off.
Yeah, and then once we did it, they didn't want to come to Minneapolis anymore. I mean, that was understandable for a guy from New York, but that was also a real coup, because anytime we would get sort of a new person on board, a new executive, the executives always want to leave their mark on it, kind of like we always picture it, sort of urinating on it, leave that kind of a mark on it. But and so they'd get all excited, like, hey, I'm the new guy in charge of your program, and they'd make one plane trip out, and they'd kind of take a look around and have lunch, and they'd say, all right, well, we're going to work closely together, and they'd get back on the plane, and we'd never hear from them again. So it was a perfect way to run the show.
That's awesome. That's awesome.